Hello and a very warm welcome to all of you. I'm Meha Bhardwaj Alter. This is Game On and we've got something special lined up for you. Yes, it's been 3 weeks of IPL action that we've seen so far. Most teams have played 5 games. So what are the early talking points from this edition of the IPL? What are the early trends? Who has impressed us all and who has been found wanting? We discuss it all, the biggest hits and the biggest misses, the special surprise packages, and which teams are looking good to make it to the playoffs. Joining me is someone who's watched almost every game. He has written and done analysis of every game. How do I know? Because I have seen him do it every night, staying up late to make sure that the game is analyzed for you. Jamie Alter, cricket expert, writer, author of multiple books, YouTuber, actor. He's a man who wears many hats, quite literally also, though today he's decided to come without a baseball cap that he normally wears. Jamie, thank you so much for taking the time out. 3 weeks in, 5 matches have been played, more or less. There are a few teams that have played 4 matches, but 5 matches. GT on top, DC in number 2 position. When you look at the points table, which we will show to our viewers, but a quick reaction to when you look at the points table, what do you think? Did you expect these to be at the top?
Yeah, good evening. No, I didn't see DC in the top 4, at least for the initial few weeks. GT had shown signs that maybe if certain factors clicked in their favor, they could be in the top 4. But I'm frankly very, very surprised to see a team like DC. And that's full credit to Akshar Patel and the backroom staff. See, they're one of those franchises which I wouldn't say have gone for a clean sweep. I think probably Punjab Kings are the only ones which come really close to a clean sweep, Maya. But whatever choices Delhi and their owners did take before the auction, at the auction, and subsequently post the auction, when it came time to pick the right 11 or 12, as it would be for the matches, it's working out. I think, I mean, despite the fact that Jake Fils-McGurk still can't buy a run in the last 1 year, Faf du Plessis missed 1 or 2 matches. So there are still very obvious weak areas. But what KL Rahul is doing, what Mitchell Stark is doing, I know he had a 30-run over yesterday, but that happens. That is just the nature of the beast these days. So a team like Delhi has really surprised me. Gujarat, again, like I said, you look at them and you see obvious strong points. But I think the previous match was their 5th match, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Rashid Khan finally turned up. So when you're staying in the top 2 or top 3, Meha, with Rashid Khan not doing anything, it just says how good that GT team could actually become. But I look at Mohammad Siraj, I look at Prasidh Krishna, R. Sai Kishore. This is arguably the best bowling attack going around in this IPL.
Yeah. 100%. Let's take a look at the points table now after 3 weeks of IPL, and we'll get into the details of all of these teams. Who's at the top? Who needs to buck up? 2022 IPL champions Gujarat Titans are at the top of that points table with 8 points from 5 games. They are on a 4-match winning streak after losing their opening game against Punjab Kings. Delhi Capitals is the only team in the ongoing edition of IPL to stay unbeaten after taking down the Royal Challengers Bengaluru by 6 wickets at the Chinnaswamy Stadium, which was RCB's second home game, which was their second home defeat, in fact. DC have played 4 games and they won all 4 of them. But despite staying unbeaten after 4 games, the Delhi Capitals find themselves behind the Gujarat Titans on the points table, thanks to GT having a net run rate of 1.413, while DC's is 1.278. Royal Challengers Bengaluru, they are in the 3rd place, having won 3 and lost 2 games, both at home at the Chinnaswamy Stadium. There are 2 more teams on 6 points along with RCB, but with an inferior net run rate. Punjab Kings, they are in the 4th place after winning 3 games and losing 1 game against Rajasthan Royals. Lucknow Super Giants, they round up the top 5 with 2 losses and 3 wins. Now let's take a look at the teams that would be desperate for a turnaround in the tournament before it's too late. Defending champions KKR and Rajasthan Royals both are on 4 points, having won 2 games and lost 3 so far. In the bottom 3 spots, we have Mumbai Indians, who've continued their abysmal campaign from last season. Their famed batting lineup is failing collectively. They are unable to maximize their power plays both with the bat and the ball. Then there is Chennai Super Kings. They're not the force they once were at home. If they lose to KKR, that'll be the first time ever that they will have lost 3 games in a row at the Chepauk. On top of that, they've lost their captain, Ruturaj Gaikwad, who was their second highest run scorer. Now, with Mahendra Singh Dhoni back at the helm, can Dhoni concoct a miracle potion, a magic potion to turn things around? They will surely hope so. At the bottom, we have a curious case of Sunrisers Hyderabad. Last year's finalist and the most destructive batting lineup in the IPL. They started their IPL campaign with a score of 286 for 6 in their opening game against Rajasthan Royals, and they announced their intent. But unfortunately, that super aggressive intent has been their undoing in the last 4 games they've lost. In their last 3 matches, their attack at all cost strategy with the bat yielded underwhelming totals of 163, there was 120 and 152, resulting in crushing defeats and leaving them languishing at the bottom of the table. And they also have the worst net run rate of negative 1.629 as of today. And I'm going to start with the bottom, Jamie, before I get to the top, only because I think all of us are surprised with Sunrisers Hyderabad. They look so good when they're in form, where their batting is firing, and look at that batting lineup. But to think that they've lost 4 games, 3 of them, I mean, abysmally. All their batters have failed collectively, and you wonder whether it's sort of okay, it's better to just drop that approach. It's better to get to a 190, 200 than stop at 150 trying to go ultra aggressive.
I thought for a second when you started the question, you said, I'm going to start with the bottom 3 because 3 of the 4 teams that you predicted, that's me, are sitting at 8, 9, and 10, but that's not where you were going. No, absolutely. Look, Hyderabad, in fact, I wrote a column on this and I did a show elsewhere before the IPL started. And then after that first match when SRH batted like they were batting in 2024, they got 287 in the first match. I said this team is doing something which is revolutionary, and other teams aspiring to win the IPL are going to have to take a cue and bat the way they're doing. And look what's happened. Other teams are actually doing that, Meha. But the one team which did this the most consistently, along with KKR last season, has just not turned up. And it seems to be a case of, okay, it happens. Players often don't carry form over from one season into the next season. But collectively, Travis Head has had a poor season. Abhishek Sharma has not had one good innings. I don't think he's gotten to the 4th over, if I'm not mistaken, in any match. Nitish Kumar Reddy is not doing things. Ishan Kishan is having a typical Ishan Kishan season, starts with a bang, and then it takes him 7, 8 matches to find his feet again. Heinrich Klaassen has looked good probably every time. Meha, he's come to bat, but he's not getting out of the 30s. So collectively, the batting is not doing the job. And I think Pat Cummins is all fine saying, this is how we want to play and all, but you're going to have to recalibrate your plans. It's almost like we're going to score 250 in every match and we're going to try it. It sounds good. And when you pull it off, I'll say it again, there's no better team to watch, I believe, than Hyderabad. But it's 4 games now, the batting's not clicked. I'm not going to go as far as to use the word anchor because I don't think that's a term that fits into modern white ball batting, maybe in one days now and then. But they have to find that guy around who the others are going to bat if they want to bat the same way. To my mind, that would be Nitish Reddy because he's not the most explosive batsman. He's shown in a couple of matches that he's ready to put a price on his wicket and try and take things deep. It's a different matter. It hasn't happened for him. But again, I'm going to say something very, very quickly. As easy or as obvious as it is to blame the batting, look at the bowling. The bowling is also not doing the job. The bowling is 100%. Letting runs. And even if they don't get a 250, 190 should be a competitive score. The bowlers aren't making 190 competitive. Is 190 going to win you 14 matches? No, it's not. But it should win you 3-4 matches now and then. With the bowling they have, it's just not doing the job. So they're at an all-time low. Yes, I think they've only played 5, a long, long way to go. But it's tough to see SRH, as you mentioned, CSK at 9 and MI 8 really going up the points table with the problems all 3 have.
Absolutely. And with CSK now losing Ruturaj Gaikwad, I don't know how they're going to turn this around for themselves. I mean, who are the batters who they're going to bank upon? But now let's look at the performers. Let's take a look at the orange cap leaderboard. Nicholas Pooran extended the lead at the top after he blazed a 36-ball 87 not out against Kolkata Knight Riders. 288 runs in 5 matches at a strike rate of 225, an average of 72. His highest was 87 not out with 350s. He is right at the top and has perfected the art of T20 batting at the moment. B. Sai Sudarshan, he has come up to number 2 after he scored 82 of 53 balls to help GT register a win over RR and go to the top of the points table. His consistency is one of the reasons why GT are at the top of that points table. So that's him, 273 runs in 5 matches at a strike rate of 151.66, average of 54.6, highest score of 82 and 350s. Puran's teammate Mitchell Marsh, he is in the 3rd spot. He too scored an entertaining 81 off 48 balls against Kolkata Knight Riders to help LSG register their 3rd win of the season with 450s in 5 innings. Mitchell Marsh, he has taken his tally to 265 runs at a strike rate of 180.27, an average of 53, his highest score 81, and he scored 450s. Incredible consistency from Mitchell Marsh. Then comes Jos Buttler. He has come into the top 5 after he scored a quick-fire 36 against Rajasthan Royals, supporting Sai Sudarshan, building an 80-run partnership to beat the Royals. Jos Buttler has 202 runs in 5 matches at a strike rate of 162.90, average of 50.5, highest score of 73 not out with 250s. Then there is Mumbai Indians lone star really with the bat, Suryakumar Yadav. He is in the 5th spot. Sky's 1 run away from the 200-run mark after scoring a 29, 48, 27 not out, 67 and a 28 in the tournament so far. 199 runs in 5 matches at a strike rate of 150.75, average of 49.75, highest score of 67 with 150. Jamie, I've got to start with Nicholas Pooran. He is right at the top, and at this moment, I mean, he's been incredible. He has really perfected, like I said, the art of T20 batting. To be striking at 200 plus and to be averaging 70 plus, I mean, that's incredible. You normally don't see that with T20 batters. You know, if you have the average, which is better, your strike rate goes low. But he somehow has managed to figure this all out. He's found the cheat code. Unmute yourself.
I'm not unmuted. Can you hear me? Hello?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm saying it's taken him a decade or so to realize his full potential. We've all seen at least, I mean, 10 years easily how good a striker of the ball Nicholas Pooran is. And it was just 2 years ago. I remember during the 2023 IPL season on this very platform, we were joking about how he's a proper Desh Bhakt. He only scores runs for the West Indies. He doesn't score for IPL franchises. That same Nicholas Pooran, like you've said, has transformed his game, or he's understood his game. I'm sure a lot of hard work is gone into that, and there's a reason why he was retained by Lucknow for that high price. But it took him many years in the IPL to finally get to where he's at. Also, key to this is batting at number 3. I think franchises have wasted him at 5 and 6 at times. You want your most destructive batsman playing the most deliveries. If the management feels that Markram and Mitchell Marsh are the best option, that's fine. They're also doing the job, especially Marsh. But giving Nicholas Pooran that number 3 slot, whoever's taken that call should get a lot of credit, because it's given Pooran the confidence to just come out and hit. And again, I go back to the Sunrisers Hyderabad model. This is what their batsmen were doing, and it's good to see that other teams have taken that model and given it their own unique twist. And I said this about 9-10 days ago in another show. I said we're possibly looking at, right now on current form, the most destructive T20 batsman. And as you said, that is probably Nicholas Pooran.
100%. I mean, since the start of last year, I was reading this. He's got 738 more runs, T20 runs, than anybody else. He's averaging 42 plus. He's striking at 162. That's how incredible he's been. But that's the thing. Like I said, with Nicholas Puran having been brilliant for his team, you wonder what about the others, because when you look at who's in the number 2 position, you think that that's in complete contrast to the way Nicholas Puran bats, and which is Sai Sudarshan, Jamie. Gujarat Titans, I mean, you think it'll be before the IPL began, you'd think it would be Shubman Gill and Rashid Khan who'd be the stars really for them. And you said Rashid did do well in that last game, but it's not Rashid so far who's or Shubman Gill who's helped this team get to the top. It's Sai Sudarshan, Sai Kishore, Prasidh Krishna, Mohammad Siraj who've been the star performers for them.
And that's what I think the IPL is all about. You need people who are perhaps not the most obvious choices. That's it. I mean, look, Sai Kishore has been playing for the same franchise since he made his debut in 2022. He's been very, very good, underrated at times, and there have been valid concerns over his strike rate. But he's showing that, if you level criticism at someone and they can take it in the positive stride, you can convert that criticism and you can get better. So I'm not surprised that he's there. Yes, I'm surprised that he's at number 2, but he's the kind of player who's shown, because again, one of those players where, should he be opening? Should he bat 3? I think as long as the management gives him that role, and I think Joss Butler coming on, you can argue at times that perhaps they need to be a bit more flexible, and on the day maybe send up Joss Butler, who can, I think, be a much more destructive batsman consistently than Sai Sudarshan. But again, you can argue, look, the guy Sai Sudarshan is doing the job. He's young. He's got years ahead. I believe he'll be a 3 format player for India. We've seen glimpses, Meha, of what he can do in the one-day game. He got 250s in his first 2 ODIs about 18 odd months ago in South Africa. So he's got the game. Is he a basher? Absolutely not. Is he trying to become a basher? Now and then, I think so, but good signs for GT, because Shubman Gill, I mean, barring one innings, hasn't really turned up yet.
Yeah.
But if Joss Butler is getting you runs, if this guy Sai Sudarshan is getting you runs, if Shah Rukh Khan is giving you the odd cameo, if Sharfane Rutherford's giving the odd cameo, and you've won 4 in a row now, something you're doing is right.
Yeah. Talking about criticism, though, Jamie, there's one man who'd been criticized for his strike rate, and he had said controversially then that strike rates are overrated. That circle seems to have been complete in how KL Rahul has been batting for Delhi Capitals, and in the way that he reacted after they won against Royal Challengers Bengaluru at the Chinnaswamy, the way he drew that circle and smashed his bat in the middle saying, "This is my ground." There's a lot of Virat Kohli energy there, and also the fact that he's finally realized you've got to be really aggressive in every which way if you want to do well in T20 eyes.
It's only good for whichever franchise he's a part of, Meha. It's only good for Indian cricket that very belatedly in his career, KL Rahul has come to understand what I think a lot of us knew a long, long time ago. And he said as much 4 or 5 days ago, maybe a week ago, to Delhi Capital's new mentor, Kevin Peterson, that the team, and I quote, the team that hits the most boundaries ends up winning the most matches. Fair enough, KL Rahul, it took you a while longer than most batsmen of your skill to figure that out, but look who's riding the wave. Not just KL Rahul and the tweet he put out yesterday, but the team, Delhi Capitals. Meha, yesterday was a tricky chase.
Yeah.
30 for 3, 54 for 4. Not out of the match, but it needed something like what KL Rahul did. And now back-to-back matches, he played that blinder against CSK, where again, not all the other DC batsmen could cope with the surface and the Chennai bowling, but he got 77, I believe, in the last match, and then yesterday's
93.
innings. So it's taken them a long time to realize or unlock whatever's there, but a very, very smart buy. And I think escaping the clutches of Sanjeev Goenka and whatever was going on there, and also not being made the captain. I've said this, Meha, for 6-7 years now. Why would you burden a man who seems, like you never know what kind of KL Rahul is going to show up? Why would you burden him with captaincy? He's never looked like a natural captain. Unfortunately, in Indian cricket, and now by extension the IPL, you give the captaincy to your best batsman. Virat Kohli, not so many examples, but it just, at least to me at least, it didn't look like he ever fit in naturally as a batsman and a captain. And is it a surprise that now that he's freed of any kind of leadership role at a new franchise, he's striking at 175 this season? I don't think it's a coincidence at all, man.
Yeah, there's a complete change in that energy, the vibe that he's carrying in this IPL, which we've not seen before. Okay, let's also talk about the top wicket takers. Chennai Super Kings left-arm wrist spinner Noor Ahmed continues to head the purple cap table with 11 wickets from 5 games. He returned 1 for 32 against Punjab Kings in a losing cause on Tuesday night, but 5 matches, 11 wickets, average of 13.63, economy of 8.33, best figures of 4 for 18. That has pushed Mumbai Indians' Hardik Pandya down by 1 spot after he joined Noor at the top on Monday. Hardik, who's been consistent with the ball this whole season, he has 10 wickets from 4 games at an average of 12, economy of 8.57, his best figures 5 for 36. Then there is GT's R. Sai Kishore at number 3. He has the best economy of the top 5 bowlers. He's mostly flown under the radar and in Rashid Khan's shadow. Not this season though. Even as Rashid has been struggling, Sai Kishore has taken on the mantle to provide breakthroughs to GT. Average of 13.30, economy of 7.25 and best figures of 3 for 30 against PBKS. Mohammad Siraj is in the 4th position. After saying he couldn't digest not being part of the Champions Trophy squad, Siraj is a changed man and a bowler. He has been accurate. He's become a key weapon for GT in the power plays. 5 matches, 10 wickets at an average of 15.40, economy of 7.70, best figures being 4 for 17. Another CSK player is at number 5, and that tells you how terrible their batting has been in this tournament. But despite that, they've not been able to win matches with bowlers bowling well. Khalil Ahmed, who also has 10 wickets. He struck a fiery spell in the power play against KKR in the last match, getting the likes of Shreyas Iyer and Marcus Troynes. 5 matches, pardon me, 10 wickets at an average of 16.50, economy of 8.25, his best figures 3 for 29. That's the top 5 bowlers. Jamie, I'm completely out of time, but quickly, your 4 top teams now after 3 weeks of IPL.
I'm just going to have to go with the very obvious answer, Meha, the top 4, which are currently, occupying those top 4 slots, because they're so far ahead from the bottom 3 that even if each team goes through a bit of a blip, they still have enough momentum and enough points to take them through. KKR might surprise a few of us and get into the top 4, but I think it's curtains for the final 3. So by default, the current 4 which are there, they're there for a reason, especially GT and Delhi. So right now, I'm going to stick with these 4 teams.
Okay, with that, it's a wrap on this show. Thank you so much, Jamie, for joining us here. We're out of time. Thanks once again. Hope you enjoyed this presentation. Yeah, we'll get you more such special programs on News9. For now, it's a wrap. Jamie, thanks so much. Goodbye. Thanks for watching. Well, that's it then. Game On is done. We'll see you on Monday. For now, goodbye.